Mastering ISO 27001, Annex A. Someone in the organization is hiding behind a flawed definition of excellence, blatantly disregarding ISO 27001's core principles. Who within the organization is responsible for defining operational excellence, and how does their definition align with the underlying principles of information security, particularly in the context of Annex A of ISO 27001? As I sat in the conference room, staring at the freshly printed copies of our organization's operational excellence strategy, I couldn't help but feel a sense of disillusionment. The 20-page document, adorned with buzzwords and platitudes, seemed to be more of a marketing brochure than a guiding light for our teams. The words operational excellence jumped out at me, but what did they really mean? Were they just a feel-good phrase, or was there substance behind them? I thought about the countless hours we'd spent crafting this document, and how little it seemed to resonate with our daily reality. I began to wonder, what if we approached operational excellence not as a lofty goal, but as a living, breathing entity that permeated every aspect of our organization? What if we drilled down to the essence of what it meant to be excellent, rather than just paying lip service to the concept? I started by examining the underlying principles of information security, as outlined in Annex A of ISO 27001. It struck me that the controls and clauses were not just about ticking boxes, but about creating a culture of awareness, accountability, and continuous improvement. I recalled a conversation I had with our CIO, who mentioned that our help desk team was struggling to keep up with the volume of incident reports. I realized that this was not just a technical issue, but an opportunity to redefine what operational excellence meant in practice. I proposed that we form a cross-functional team, comprising representatives from our help desk, IT, and security teams, to tackle the issue. Together, we would identify the root causes of the problem and co-create solutions that addressed the operational constraints, while aligning with our information security objectives. As we delved deeper, it became clear that our existing processes were fragmented, with each team working in isolation. We lacked a cohesive view of our incident management process, which led to duplication of effort, miscommunication, and delays. The team worked tirelessly to map out the current state, identifying pain points and areas of improvement. We then designed a new, streamlined process that integrated our incident management, problem management, and change management functions. The outcome was remarkable. Incident response times plummeted, and our help desk team was able to focus on higher value tasks. More importantly, our teams began to work in harmony, sharing knowledge and best practices to drive continuous improvement. Throughout this journey, I was struck by the power of abstract thinking. By distilling our operational excellence strategy down to its core principles, we were able to create a tangible, actionable plan that resonated with our teams. As I looked around the conference room, I saw a sea of nodding heads as my colleagues grasped the essence of operational excellence. It was no longer a buzzword, but a living, breathing entity that guided our daily actions. In the end, our definition of operational excellence was not about grand pronouncements or marketing slogans. It was about creating a culture of awareness, accountability, and continuous improvement, where every team member understood their role in driving excellence. As I walked out of the conference room, I felt a sense of satisfaction, knowing that our organization was one step closer to achieving true operational excellence. In the context of ISO 27001 Annex A, operational excellence is a crucial aspect of an organization's information security management system, ISMS. To achieve operational excellence, an organization must define and implement effective processes, policies, and procedures that align with the underlying principles of information security. The responsibility for defining operational excellence typically lies with the organization's top management, specifically the Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, or the Information Security Manager, ISM. These individuals are tasked with establishing an ISMS that meets the requirements of ISO 27001 and ensures the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the organization's information assets. To define operational excellence, the CISO, or ISM, must consider the organization's information security policy, objectives, and risk management approach. This involves identifying the critical information assets, assessing the risks associated with these assets, and implementing controls to mitigate or manage these risks. The definition of operational excellence must also align with the organization's overall business objectives, taking into account the need to balance information security with business needs and operational efficiency. In the context of Annex A of ISO 27001, operational excellence is closely tied to the implementation of the 114 specific controls listed in Annex A. These controls are organized into 14 categories, including information security policies, human resource security, asset management, access control, cryptography, physical and environmental security, operations security, communication security, system acquisition, development and maintenance, supplier relationships, information security incident management, information security continuity, and compliance. To achieve operational excellence, the organization must implement these controls in a way that is tailored to its specific needs and risk profile. This may involve implementing additional controls or modifying existing controls to ensure they are effective and efficient. The implementation of these controls must be based on a thorough risk assessment and risk treatment process, which identifies the risks associated with the organization's information assets and prioritizes their mitigation or management. The definition of operational excellence must also take into account the organization's stakeholders, including employees, customers, suppliers, and partners. The organization must ensure that all stakeholders are aware of their roles and responsibilities in maintaining the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the organization's information assets. This involves implementing training and awareness programs, as well as ensuring that stakeholders understand the organization's information security policy and procedures. In addition, operational excellence requires the organization to continuously monitor and review its ISMS to ensure it remains effective and efficient. This involves conducting regular risk assessments, security audits, and management reviews to identify areas for improvement and implement changes as needed. The organization must also maintain accurate and reliable records of its ISMS, including documentation of its information security policy, procedures, and controls. In conclusion, operational excellence in the context of ISO 27001 Annex A requires a comprehensive and structured approach to information security management. The organization must define operational excellence in a way that aligns with its information security policy, objectives, and risk management approach, and implement effective processes, policies, and procedures to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of its information assets. The responsibility for defining operational excellence lies with the organization's top management, specifically the CISO or ISM, who must work closely with stakeholders to implement an ISMS that meets the requirements of ISO 27001 and supports the organization's business objectives.